With the first pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Fernando Mendoza.
Wow!
What? Quarterback, Indiana.
Proud of him. The Indiana Hoosiers!
This guy is accurate. He's tough, as you talk about. I think he processes information very well. He can make all the throws. He's definitely a guy Clint Kubiak can work with. Tom Brady, I'm sure, is very excited to talk with him as well. Brock Bowers is the tight end that he has. And right now, he's got some weapons. Ashton Genty last year. I think this is the team. We talked about Ashton Genty, only averaging 3.6. They have a quarterback. Now they got a quarterback. Now they got some balance on that offensive side of the ball. Max Crosby comes back. The Vegas team could be a team that you better look out for in the AFC.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so the Las Vegas Raiders didn't just draft a quarterback. They might have actually just found their guy. And now look, yes, I know, Raiders fans and really NFL fans around the entire world, we've heard this before, and well, we've heard it a lot actually. But this time it does feel a little bit different. Because honestly, this really just feels like it wasn't hype and it wasn't just draft buzz. Tom Brady saw Fernando Mendoza and immediately knew. No hesitation, no overthinking it. And while everyone else was debating quarterbacks, breaking down film, and trying to poke holes in different prospects, Brady already had his answer. And with that being said, and now Fernando Mendoza officially being in their building, it feels like something in Las Vegas completely changed. So I figured in this video we'd break down why exactly Tom Brady is all in on Fernando Mendoza, what makes him different from honestly any quarterback we've seen in the past 5 years, and why this could finally be the move that pulls the Raiders out of complete irrelevance.
Oh, I love everything about his game. Certainly, his leadership is what stands out to me. It's his relatability to his teammates, and he's overcome a lot of things in his career. He's a Miami kid. Went to Cal, to Indiana, and then you go to a program that hasn't won anything in forever. And what he's done this season was so impressive.
All right, so I figured we would talk about Fernando Mendoza going to the Las Vegas Raiders, officially being drafted by the Raiders in the draft tonight. And look, I mean, honestly, even after that clip, you don't need that much reason to see why Tom Brady just, you know, how much he actually loves drafting, and well, I mean, now that he has him, how much he's wanted to have Fernando Mendoza a part of this just organization. I think it's safe to say too, it became pretty clear towards the end of the 2026 college football season that he was the clear-cut favorite to go first overall in this draft. And I mean, look, he was basically just awesome all year long when he was on the Indiana Hoosiers. And then to go and cap it off the way he did on the biggest stage, and then on top of that too, with just the play that he had against Miami too, where he's diving in the end zone to get that touchdown in the biggest game of his career, yeah, I think it's safe to say that he's first overall pick worthy. But here's the thing, I think we also need to remind ourselves what kind of person Fernando Mendoza really is.
Everybody doubted us at the beginning of the year. We didn't make it this far, not to lay it on the line. Fourth down, we trust our guys, we trust our O-line. First fourth down, Charlie Becker, fantastic catch. Second fourth down, I would die for my guys in the field, same way they do for myself. We put it on the line and we got that dub, let's go.
And I mean, look, I think it's pretty easy to see why Tom Brady has decided on Mendoza to basically drag this team from the depths of just NFL hell. And look, you don't need me to remind you either just how Tom Brady played, as he was just the ultimate professional and just the GOAT when he was playing. Like, nobody outworked him, nobody cared more than him, and nobody elevated their teammates better than Tom Brady. And well, I mean, if you did need a reminder of just how great Tom Brady actually was, I recently did just drop a video, so I think you would love that video, so go check it out after this one. But that's the thing, I think after watching this video, and then even if you go and watch that video about Tom Brady, it kind of shows just how many similarities both of these guys have. And look, I know, let's pump the brakes, and you're probably gonna yell at me in the comment section. I know, Tom Brady technically isn't the general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders, but I mean, come on, like, let's be for real. We all know that when it comes to picking the organization's future quarterback, look, I mean, we all know who's making that decision actually. And just 1 year ago. Because even headed into the 2025 college football season, Mendoza was a solid, albeit definitely not spectacular quarterback prospect, especially after 2 years at Cal where they had a combined record of 12-14. And on top of that too, Mendoza didn't even throw for more than 16 touchdowns in either of those seasons, while also being one of the most sack-prone quarterbacks in the entire college game. But then he transferred and everything changed very, very quickly.
Mendoza's career trajectory in the last decade is closest to Joe Burrow. They have a ton in common, though, when you think about it. Both were unbelievable their last year in college. Both won the Heisman, both won natties. They're pocket-based, although Burrow moves better. Both were transfers, both late bloomers, not dominant the year before they popped in college. Both had 16 touchdown passes the year before they were drafted. They were just okay. They weren't really on anybody's radar. Both are pocket-based, both highly accurate. Burrow's number one skill is accuracy. Very rarely makes a mistake in the red zone. That's exactly Mendoza's strength, ball placement.
Whoa. Joe Burrow? Seriously? Like, yes, improvements were that drastic that he was getting compared to Joe Burrow. And now look, I know, Mendoza might not be as cool and as just icy as Joe Burrow was as a prospect, but as Colin Cowherd said there, the insane leap in production in his final college season was just mind-blowing. And again, looking at the parallels between both of him and Burrow and how they had epic seasons both coming on entirely new teams for both of them, and then both ending undefeated, winning a national championship and a Heisman Trophy, it's just crazy to see the parallels. But here's the thing, I think what separates Fernando Mendoza's achievements, just kind of even what makes them even more impressive than Joe Burrow's, is that, well, he did it for a college program that was for a long time considered, well, pretty ass. I mean, prior to Cignetti's arrival in 2024, Indiana had just 3 winning seasons since 2000. That's how ass they were. And yes, there definitely was just obviously significant improvement in that first season in 2024, but nobody could have imagined just how dominant and just how fundamental this team would be with Mendoza under center in 2025. I mean, just look at the interview he gave after winning the national championship. Mendoza isn't just a signal caller, he's exactly what you want to see from a leadership perspective. He helped Cignetti transform that Hoosiers locker room and obliterate everyone that tried to beat them last season. And I mean, how can you not fucking love this guy? And look, the Raiders, they just need as many good vibes as they can get.
You can't take anything away from the kid. He's a proven winner. For an organization like the Raiders, which is always something going on, you probably need a guy like this in front of your room and at the quarterback position. So I think that would be a good pick for the Raiders.
Can I say something? I think Mendoza's positivity and this bravado that he gives off that people are kind of poking at on social media, that could be a culture changer for the Raiders. Because what's the culture in Vegas right now? Like, what is the culture? It's a lot of negativity, to say the least.
And look, you think that the Raiders fans aren't going to be able to just kind of want to sign up for a bit of that Indiana Hoosier energy? Like, hell yes, they absolutely would. Like, I mean, look, this guy just ticks so many of the boxes that you want to see ticked when you're looking at quarterbacks. Even Daniel Jeremiah has had him ranked as his first overall prospect for a minute now. And with the main reasoning being because of just how accurate and how tough this guy is. I mean, hell, Rich Gannon, who was probably the last good Raiders quarterback besides Derek Carr, if you want to argue that, was really excited to see Mendoza join Vegas.
Next Tuesday, he'll be at the Raider facility. So, I mean, this thing's moving along fast, and I'm excited. I think he's going to be much further along than most rookie quarterbacks. I think they're spending a lot of time this offseason trying to indoctrinate him and get him comfortable with the playbook. I think he has the capacity to handle a lot of volume and information. That's exciting. You know, when you sit down and you visit with him, he comes from a great family. He's very genuine. He's hardcore. It's important to him. He asks the right questions. I think he has natural leadership skills. This is what this organization has been craving for a long, long time.
Desperately.
All right, y'all, I had to take a quick time out in today's video to talk about today's sponsor, PrizePicks, because right now, if you use code HMA, you get $50 when you play $5 in your lineups. And on top of that, too, obviously, tonight is the draft. We just saw Mendoza get drafted, but of course, there are some other guys that are going to get drafted. Now, with that being said, I am looking at the teams right now in the landing spots. We have teams to draft Jeremiah Love. Obviously, it's between Tennessee and Arizona. First, personally for me, I'm going to put yes that he's going to go to Arizona. I think that Arizona should draft a defensive guy, of course, a defensive edge guy. But if they didn't trade out of the pick by now, because this is already being recorded, they might take Jeremiah Love. And I'm going to take yes because it's a 2.77 times multiplier. So why not? And then again, teams to draft Ty Simpson. I'm going to go no to the Los Angeles Rams. I don't think that they're going to take him despite Matthew Stafford being so much older. But again, who knows? I'm going to put some money on those right there. And again, right now, if you use code HMA, you get $50 when you do play 5. Again, thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video, but let's continue talking about why Fernando Mendoza is gonna be the truth. And look, y'all, people always get caught up in the prospects' physical traits as a reason for them being selected so high in the draft. Anthony Richardson, or hell, even Zach Wilson, they blew teams away with their freakish athleticism and ability to make jaw-dropping throws in shorts. But again, as we all know, who cares how you look in shorts? Because both of them sucked. They couldn't process defenses and make a fucking sensible decision when it mattered. Las Vegas, on the other hand, they're not gonna have any of these issues with Mendoza at all. Even Rich Gannon pointed it out. This guy just gets it. Like mentally, he's already arm talent. It's usually everything happening before or even after the snap. But with Mendoza, I don't think we're really going to see that. We're gonna see a guy who's in control, who understands what he's looking at, and more importantly, knows where to go with the football. And y'all, for the Raiders organization, that is going to be huge for them. Because as we all saw from last season with Geno and just the quarterbacks that we've seen prior to Geno, that's something this organization has not consistently had. I mean, especially when you look at guys like Russell Wilson or Anthony Richardson, there were flashes there, but the consistency, the fundamentals, that's where the things would fall apart. Mendoza, on the other hand, as I've said, he feels different. Because not only does he have the mental side locked in, he's still got that wow factor. I mean, again, I mentioned it earlier, but think about that national championship clinching run against Miami. That wasn't just a big play. That was his moment. And even when you go through the rest of his tape, it's full of moments like that. Dropping passes over linebackers, threading throws into tight windows, hitting every level of the field like it's nothing. And that's not easy stuff. That's high-level quarterbacking. And at the end of the day, that's how you win games in the NFL. And yes, Tom Brady, he knows that better than anyone else. Which honestly, I think is exactly why he couldn't wait to make Mendoza the #1 overall pick for the Las Vegas Raiders. Going back to Rich Gannon's quote too, I think one big takeaway is just how much time Mendoza has already spent with the Raiders. Because like I said earlier, they haven't felt the need to make this partnership private knowledge.
Fernando Mendoza is working with Brian Griese right now, and it's not so much that they're working on footwork, they're installing the Raiders offense. So he's nice. I mean, he's full speed ahead. I think this is the same thing that happened with Burrow. Where you can use this time to really try and learn a lot of the core verbiage and concepts along with an offense.
So yeah, I think it's safe to say that this pick, honestly, it felt like it was locked in for a while. I mean, didn't you think so? I mean, Tom Brady just turned his head, looked at this guy, and that was it. No debate, no hesitation. He already knew that's our fucking guy. And that's good too, because when you have that kind of clarity, that is huge for a rookie quarterback, because now Mendoza really isn't walking into the NFL trying to prove himself to everyone in the building. He's walking into an organization that's already backed by the most important voice in the room. And that is going to change everything for him. It changes his confidence, his preparation, even how the team's going to build around him. I mean, for God's sake, he's literally the best prospect in the 2026 class, and on top of that, he's getting a head start. Think about the Raiders offseason right now. They've executed probably a grade A offseason so far, and Tyler Lindenbaum was the perfect headlining free agent signing. He's super talented and has the experience at the center position that is essential for a young quarterback trying to adjust to the game, with, well, him addressing one of the team's biggest needs heading into the 2026 offseason, their god-awful offensive line. And that's not even mentioning two guys who can genuinely be the best guys at their position in a few years or even next year in Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty. And then when you put all that together, you get a fantastic spot for a rookie quarterback, and that's even before we get to the coach.
And you want to know why Clint is the best? If the Raiders get him, it's the best hire, okay? If they let him just cook, all right, and get him people that match his scheme, a lot of these coaches, okay, Coach McDonald from the Seahawks talked about this, okay, not to go on a tangent, but he was like, I don't really respect guys when they just steal plays and they try and run them against it. Okay. But Clint Kubiak has a scheme that they believe in, that they are running no matter what. And here it comes in, this culture in this scheme, that this is who we are. It is so abundantly clear who you are as an offense when you're in a room with him. Love it. You know the standard.
Then on defense, you got free agent signings like Nakobe Dean, Quay Walker, and Quay Petty playing with Max Crosby to make this defense a major problem as well. But obviously, for as confident and as positive as we have been so far in this video, there definitely are some just kind of things or just some criticisms about Fernando Mendoza that we have been hearing. I mean, take for instance the clip that we've all seen where it's just Dan Orlovsky just completely speaking out of his ass about how Mendoza isn't the best quarterback from this draft class.
Do you still think he is the clear-cut #1 overall pick? I'm not there.
So I got a Heisman Trophy winner who goes undefeated, who wins the national championship, who has one of the epic moments in college football this past, the pass to Omar Cooper against Penn State, the run in the national championship game, along with a bevy of other moments, because that's what it comes to. You would point to all of those things and say, when it counted most, the man stepped up. It was his first year in Indiana. He was playing under Cignetti, and look at the development and the growth and all of this other stuff.
And look, Stephen A. Smith wasn't the only guy. We obviously saw Pat McAfee standing out as another popular media figure to criticize just the dumbass remark he made, and just the sheer outrage that came as a result of Orlovsky's bid for Simpson being viewed as the top quarterback in this class tells you just how strong the consensus opinion was in favor of Mendoza.
I haven't never been to a national championship game, but just to see kind of the environment, the atmosphere, did it feel too big for anybody? And he's played tremendous, all season, 16-0, leading his team. And again, he's another guy that, when you hear him speak, I always kind of judge quarterbacks and go, how would I have answered that? And he's just a very mature young man, and he's got a bright future. And, everybody coming into the league, there's still so much room for development. Nobody's a finished product. I don't care whether you're won the Heisman or you're the 199th pick in the draft. It's what do you do when you get there? How important is this to you? Are you obsessed with your job? Are you obsessed with being the best you can be? He
really was just that good and that popular, but of course, the only opinion that ever mattered was Tom Brady's. And I really think it's safe to assume that Tom Brady is well aware of all the positive things we've already covered in this video, but it's also clear listening to him that he's pretty impressed by Mendoza. So yeah, Tom Brady loves what he sees in this guy. He's absolutely right to have made him the face of the Las Vegas Raiders franchise, and the journey from the depths of hell in the NFL are officially beginning here. You could argue he even brought in the perfect mentor for Mendoza.
I said, and I think a lot of other people thought too, kid sounds like Kirk Cousins.
A little bit.
And comes across a little bit like Kirk Cousins as the guy that wouldn't be a bad face of your franchise. Kirk Cousins is signing with the Raiders. And this is a genius move. It's great. You get a longtime veteran to be in the room with this kid. And if my initial thought is he sounds like Kirk Cousins and he comes across a little bit like Kirk Cousins, they got the genuine article to sit in the quarterback room with him and potentially start.
So again, when you add in the fantastic haul of free agent signings, you really do get an organization that is making all of the right decisions. The question does remain though, how long does it take for these new look Raiders to become a major problem in the NFL? As always, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. This video is going live as soon as Mendoza has been drafted. If you made it this far in the video, let me know if you saw the whiteboard. We're gonna be doing some quotes over there from my boy Woody Page. Obviously, if you know about Woody Page. But again, I'll be writing some stuff over there. That's my kind of tribute to him. He was one of my favorite people to watch on TV growing up. So I'm definitely gonna be doing more whiteboard stuff over there. And again, as always, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Let me know down below if you have any video ideas. I will be pulling video ideas for the remainder of the offseason from my comment section. I already have some that are being written right now. And again, thank you guys for all the support, and let's keep pushing this 2026 season. And obviously the offseason where it will be grueling, but we did get finally some football today with the draft. Let me know what you think about Mendoza and all the other draft picks that happened today. We will be booting up a lot more videos now with just the draft being over and kind of giving my predictions of some teams and everything. So again, thank you guys. Appreciate you. And as always, KRICH out.